Well, muchas gracias, Clark. You know, it is really such an honor to be here with my family today. You know, as many of you that know me know that I really wanted to delay my induction to be here in Dallas for the opening of this incredible new National Soccer Hall of Fame. Really, Clark, in honor of your father, Lamar, in honor of Dan and the entire Hunt family. And I truly am humbled to be inducted along with Tiffany Milbritt, along with Brad Friedel, Cindy Parlow-Cohn, who I know from the U.S. Soccer Board, Dr. Bob, who I've known for 20 years, and JP, who's done such a great job on our broadcast. I really am proud to be part of your class, and it's going to be great to know that each of us will be connected with each other forever. You know, if not for Lamar, you know, I simply wouldn't be standing here today, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity to spend my career building Major League Soccer into the league that it's become today. You know, Lamar taught me so many things that are so deeply etched in my memory. He was so humble. He had such grace. He was such a decent man. And his commitment to his family, particularly the original soccer mom, Norma, has been such an important part of creating and continuing the Hunt legacy. But really more importantly than their impact on me personally has been the impact on the sport of soccer in our country. The Hunt family will be forever viewed as among the most important people in the sport. So I thank them, and I'm so deeply grateful for their friendship, for their deep commitment to Major League Soccer, and for everything that they've done for me and for my family and everybody in the MLS world. You know, I often think about Lamar when I open up a new stadium or when we announce a new team. And I wonder if he's proud of what we've built. You know, Lamar's probably smiling right now. He's looking down on all of us. He's excited that the game tomorrow night, the FC Dallas game, is sold out. He's excited that we'll have 55,000 people in Minnesota for the Minnesota United Galaxy game and 72,000 for the Atlanta-Chicago Fire game. But one thing I know for sure, that he would be so proud of his sons and everything that they've done for their families, everything they've done for the sports industry, everything that they've done to build this incredible facility, which is so remarkable, but really everything that they are as men. So I want to say on behalf of all of us that we're so proud to be a part of everything that your family has done for the sport. You know, I've always believed that you can't celebrate the present unless we truly understand and we acknowledge our past, and that we need to preserve our history, particularly the history of our sport, so that it can inform and can influence an even greater future for all of us. And that's what the Hunt family, what U.S. Soccer, the city of Frisco have done with creating this incredible permanent cathedral that will honor our sport, the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Clark and Dan, with Carlos Cordero and Dan Flynn, you've built a roof above our sport's history that will capture the special moments and the people of our sport forever. So I speak on behalf of all of our inductees, past and present, when we say how much we appreciate your vision and your commitment. You know, I've devoted most of my career to building Major League Soccer so that everyone in the soccer community here in the United States and Canada can have a league that they could be proud of, one that could earn the respect of everyone that was part of the sport before us, those who work with us every day, those that work alongside us, and those that will carry our sport and our league to even greater heights in the years to come. And while I'm excited to wear the red jacket, though I was talking to Dan about maybe doing a Tom Ford or Giorgio Armani deal, and I could help you on that one, I'm only standing up here today because of the collective efforts of so many people that have had deep belief and the vision that MLS could one day be popular, that it could be valuable, and that it could really be an important professional soccer league. And I know people say that all the time, But there were so many people that came before me that have been part of this sport. Today I attended the lunch, the 50th anniversary lunch for the NASL players that are here in Dallas. The grassroots soccer community that I've tried to be a part of for so many years that supported the professional game back in the day and support Major League Soccer. And the great players that have inspired us, that have been such an important part of thrilling our fans, and that for many, many years set the stage for Major League Soccer to grow and to prosper. And there's so many people here tonight that have worked alongside me on this journey, this MLS journey to build Major League Soccer. And they've allowed me to stand on their shoulders so that together we could all work to build Major League Soccer into the great league that we all dreamed of. Now, it started with our owners, and Clark mentioned what we went through in the early days, and I believe even from the earliest moments, it's what motivated me to join this league, that we have the best ownership group in professional sports. They've invested billions and billions of dollars in managing their clubs, building stadiums, managing their rosters, building great staffs, because they deeply believed that the United States deserved a first division soccer league that could turn our country into a true soccer nation. They built great, spectacular stadiums like Toyota Stadium and amazing training facilities. They focused deeply on strategically building and developing competitive product and great rosters with players on the field. They committed to charitable social programs that established their clubs as being meaningful and responsible and committed community citizens. They believed, most importantly, that MLS could be a league that mattered, that it could have influence as a growing pro soccer league throughout North America, that one day, as Clark said, could be one of the top soccer leagues in the world. And I could tell you it wasn't always smooth sailing. As Clark mentioned, in 2001, we sat around that ranch, that table in Phil's ranch, and we talked really seriously about shutting down this league. But rather than be another failed American soccer league that really had us concerns that it would never get relaunched again, they doubled, they tripled, and they quadrupled down. And I always believed, it's something that motivates me as a man, that sometimes you need to be at your best when you just can't get any worse. And that's what came out of that meeting. Excuse me. They made that tough decision 15 years ago that left us with just 10 teams and one stadium. So we did what great people would do who care about things. We picked ourselves up, we dusted off all the dirt, and then we got together to incur all of the investment and all of the energy to build Major League Soccer back again from the ground up. And it started with a plan that had traumatic restructuring. They committed to building those stadiums and training grounds, something that barely existed back in the day. They invested deeply in player development. They funded and they went along with the plan for Soccer United marketing. This year, LAFC just joined MLS as our 23rd team, back from 10 many years ago. Nashville, Cincinnati, and Miami will bring us to 26. Soon we'll be at 28. This year we opened our 18th and 19th stadium in LA and DC, with Allianz Stadium opening up next year in Minnesota. We all take for granted, as sports fans, the permanence of major leagues in our country. And now, thanks to the efforts of our owners, Major League Soccer is here to stay because our ownership built it to stand the test of time. And that's something that led to perhaps the thing I am most proud of. Today, Major League Soccer has 3,500 people that are working, getting a paycheck in professional soccer, working for our league. 700 players are on our first team roster. We have 2,000 kids in our academies. This year, we'll have almost 10 million people coming through our gates, with supporters in those images that you've seen that are passionately creating an environment that has made our league, our teams, the envy of professional sports. We'll have almost 30 million people watching our games on ESPN, on Fox, on Univision, and millions and millions more in almost 200 countries around the world. But for me, perhaps the most important thing that our owners have done was allowed us to celebrate what will be the 20th anniversary of MLS Works, our league-wide community relations effort. Even during our earliest and most troubling times, regardless of what we thought the future would hold, we had the opportunity, and we believed we had the obligation, to use the influence of our players and our clubs to make a difference in our communities. So when I reflect on it all, I think perhaps the most important thing I've learned from our owners over the past 2 decades is that failure isn't fatal and success isn't final. It's the courage with an unwavering focus and a commitment to the future that counts. And I've learned critical lessons from each and every one of them over the last number of years. And I want to thank our MLS ownership group, all you that are here today, from the bottom of my heart. As an aside, I remember Paul Tagliabue once telling me in my exit interview that the most important job of a commissioner is to keep the owners that hate you away from the owners that are undecided. So I really appreciate the kind words, Clark, until our next board meeting, and Gabrielle Brenner and Jake. But speaking of great leaders, I have been really blessed to work with an amazing group of folks in the league office that I also believe are the best in the sports industry, and it starts with Mark Abbott. Everything that MLS is today came out of the original plan that Mark created while working with Alan Rothenberg in the early 90s. Mark has devoted his entire career to Major League Soccer. He's worked at the league for almost 26 years. He's done it with quiet confidence and a laser-sharp intellect. He's done it with humor, alongside a steadfast and thoughtful approach to managing even the most complicated issues. Mark, you're a good man, as good as anybody I know. And, I would not be the executive that I am today without your calm and patient counsel. I don't need water, David, thank you. Thank you for your friendship and for your support over the last 20 years. Gary Stevenson, one of the most seasoned and experienced executives in sports, joined MLS 5 years ago. His experience, his vision, his leadership have propelled MLS to be one of the most valued commercial properties in the industry. And he's helped Soccer United marketing become a force to be reckoned with. If Mark has been the steady rudder that's helped guide MLS, Gary put new wind in our sails. When he arrived, he provided a level of professionalism, of counsel, determination that set us up to earn the respect of the entire sports industry. Gary, I thank you, brother. Most of the MLS senior staff has been with the league since our first days. They spent their entire careers at Major League Soccer, and they helped make us what they are today. Todd Durbin, who has done an extraordinary job leading our player group for almost 20 years and created every major player initiative from the designated player rule to our youth development strategy. Joanne Neal, who manages MLS Works and created our diverse work environment that has earned MLS really high marks in the industry. Sean Prendergast, Bill Ordauer, my travel partner Charles Olchek, and my communications chief Dan Kornemanch. All of you are best in class. And while I get all of the credit for what MLS is today, the entire MLS executive team deserves this recognition for their long service, their commitment, and their love of the league and their support of me. Dan Flynn and Jay Berhalter have been great partners with us since 2002, recognizing that a successful First Division Pro League in the United States is necessary to grow the game at all levels, and I thank both of you. And I speak for everyone in MLS, Carlos, when we say how much we look forward to working with you for years to come. ESPN's John Skipper, Fox's Eric Shanks, Univision's Juan Carlos Rodriguez have been great friends, committed partners, and have done a great job broadcasting our league. Sunil Gulati, more than any other person, Sunil gave me my soccer soul. For nearly 20 years, hardly a week went by without the two of us speaking about the league, the federation, about family, and focusing in on what really matters and the importance of always doing the right thing. As many of you know and heard from Clark, I knew very little, nothing, about the sport when I joined the league. Beyond the articles that were saying I was the wrong man for the job, I turned to Sunil. His personal reverence and passion for the game helped me understand the power and beauty of it. He did it with patience, with his unique professorial style, initiating me both into the domestic and the global soccer world, understanding that a connected and respected MLS is good for the sport here and abroad. Sunil, I want to thank you for your friendship, for your guidance, and your long service to the game. And most importantly, I want to thank my family. My wife, Betsy, has been incredibly supportive as a partner and a friend for me throughout my 34 years in sport. Without her love, her optimism, her grace, her calm and balanced approach to everything in life, her willingness to sacrifice her own career and be devoted to single-handedly managing our family while I lived on the road for 20 years, well, I wouldn't be the man that I am. As a father and as a business leader, I love you, Bets. Thank you. My daughter, Maddie, and my son, David, have given me so much love, joy, and pride, and if I have any regret in my life, it's not being there more for them during the most important years of their life. I hope they know that they are the most important accomplishment in my life, and I love you both dearly. And finally, my brother Mitch, who's here tonight with his wife Janice, you've been such an important and ever-present part of my life, providing support and guidance and love. I thank you, Mitch. You know, I've always believed, I'm wrapping up, that some people succeed because they're destined to, and some people succeed because they're determined to. My past had no way of indicating that I'd ever have a career in sports, let alone a career in soccer. But I fell in love with this sport 20 years ago, and I was determined to do everything in my power to succeed and to help MLS and the entire soccer community have a league that they could be proud of. It wasn't always easy, and we didn't get everything right. But now, almost 20 years later, the game and this league is a part of me. And my role at MLS, leading this league, in many ways has defined my life. I've tried to leave it the last number of years, the past years, with total respect for the game, for those people who've been part of the sport before me, and those who have worked alongside me. And I greatly, greatly appreciate everyone that's allowed me to stand on their shoulders so that I could be standing here today. Thank you very much. It's a great honor.